see. What should we start with? Probably start with just Rennsport stuff. We can start going through that. We're playing Caleb's awesome video of the bits and pieces that we got there. We learned. I'll talk about the business side of this from those of you that might be interested. So we learned a bit about going to a huge event as just a small crew, not having a huge budget, not getting a tent or being on vendor row. I didn't really want to do that. In retrospect, maybe we should have, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. We should have at least had the 4RS in one spot or a spot. We had sprung for VIP passes, which is great. So we were parking in red zone 8 or 9, which is right up there close to the upper Porsche plots for those of you that were at Rennsport. And trying to move some of this out of the field of view. That ain't gonna happen, but that's all right. And we could have at least thrown a pin down for folks to see it, to know the car was there, so you come see it. It's part of the reason why we drove it down there. It's not like it's a comfortable car to drive that long. It is a sports car, for God's sake. The RS6, the Audi, on the other hand, brilliant. I mean, the car's like a freaking magic carpet going on its way down. Well, good evening, Mr. Justin Green. The GT3R Rennsport's pretty cool. What's weird is our Cup car already makes more horsepower. So even though it's 4.2 liter and 9,400 RPM, the MS 6.4 in our Cup car says it's making 660 horsepower. So it's curious. It'd be fun to get it out on track. It's a great car for the 77 people or 75 people that are going to get one for $1 million. We can build you a really fancy Cup car for a lot less than $1 million. More on that later. We'll probably come back to that. I need my notes. What else about Rennsport? Let's go to the house. Let's do the homie shit first. The guys can see what we did. So we rented a house in Salinas. I rented this house a year ago. So yes, it is a total special run money grab, and it's pissed a lot of the motorsports guys that actually want to buy a GT3R off. Antares, a friend of mine, an internet friend of mine that I've known on the internet for a long time. I actually met him in person for the first time ever at Rennsport, which was dope. Antares is a really special dude. He's very blessed to have had an ability to purchase a lot of really cool historic cars. I kind of call him tongue-in-cheek a one of each guy. There's a few of those guys out there in the world, one of each guys. He literally is a one of each guy. And he's also the most down-to-earth, nicest dude ever. I'll come back to this picture. Just leave this one up for a minute, Justin. So Antares wrote a pretty scathing Instagram post against motorsports, essentially calling them out. It's like, okay, guys, so we can't get GT3Rs to go racing, but you're going to build this thing for a bunch of rich dudes are going to take it and park it in their collection, and from the GT3R production line, you're going to take volume out of the cars that we need for racing and not make our race cars. You're going to make this. What the hell? If you could produce all the race cars, do whatever the hell you want. But there are teams all around the world that don't have cars to race. So, including, I believe, his team. So, hence the ire associated with that. So, this picture's pretty cool. This is starting from your right. We got Caleb. We got Sean, then we got me, then we got Ted. And this is the day we're leaving. So we're all out there just kind of admiring the cars. There's Speedster, the farthest away from the camera, the closest to Sean. That is Hartmut's Speedster, and Hartmut's fucking amazing. He's 82, 83 years old. He's a one of each guy. He had the Speedster. He was there with our buddy Ryan. Enjoying their first Rennsport. They drove down from Medford, Oregon, down the 101 with Sean in Carl. Can you pull up Carl? It's a couple forward of this, I think. Carl is, for those of you who don't know, Sean Grower is the, he is one of the 2 founders of Smokies, him and Mayor. And Carl is the air-cooled car that Sean and his son built before his son went off to college. There's Carl. It's an Outlaw, long hood, and they literally built every single part of this car. They stripped it down to nothing. They sent it out for media blast. They had the car painted. He picked the wheels, spec'd the color, spec'd the interior, spec'd the suspension, spec'd the engine, all this shit. And kudos to Sean. He had never built a car like this before. I talked him through installing his first exhaust on his 991.2 GT3. What a giant fucking quantum leap from needing a little talking through for installing an exhaust to building a whole fucking car. So, kudos to Sean. And now he's thinking about making this a little boutique thing where he builds cars for friends. He's building another one. He's building a Targa. It's going to be even more legit than Carl, maybe. Carl's super legit because it's his first one. The front bumper is special. It's based off a roof front bumper. There's a lot of really special touches to the car. And it's significant because he built it. And I get it. You know, we build cars here. We built a few. Pumpkin is the first one that I built. I will never get rid of it. This is the last one that I die with. It's special when you build something with your own hands, regardless of what it was for, why, when you do it, especially, you know, with a family member, be it your father, your son, you know, somebody else, it's going to make it even cooler. Back to the house. I'm going to make you jump around a little bit, but we'll come back. So I'm glad Justin is enjoying this so far. We don't seem to have anybody else here, but all right, just nobody's letting us know. Let me know who's here. This is Washy Wash. So the Dundon crew, we drove my battle wagon so we could load up everybody's shit, and the 4RS down. This is about, how many miles is it? 900?
Just under 1,000, I think.
Just under 1,000. So we left Wednesday morning. It was pouring down rain. We've got track-worn GT3R competition street car tires on the 4RS, and me like a dipshit decided it was okay. It will be fine. Oh my God. So they gave me the first stint to drive the car through the rain. I actually took the first stint. I didn't want anybody crashing, quote, my car from my decision, so I drove it. Besides that starting rain, the rest of the trip, all the way down through Oregon, all the way down in California, was brilliant. We had great weather. We made great time. I drove till, when did I get out of the car? Was it still in Washington?
Yeah, we switched in Centralia.
Was it Centralia?
I drove the 4RS the rest of the way. You drove the Avalanche.
Yeah. So Caleb and I drove the entire way down. We just didn't drive in the same car. That's the first time, honestly, I've driven 14 hours in a stint, in a day. I've driven cross country in my old Tacoma, moving from the East Coast to the West Coast with a bunch of houseplants in the back end. You know, typically 10, 11 hours, no problem, but 12, 13, 14, you start to get a little, it's not great. I'm glad these boys are young because this is kind of funny. Between Justin and Caleb, they figured out that the passenger seat is less padded than the driver's seat in the 4RS, and after that, they were both fighting to drive the car. So we'll figure that out. Vincente Gary, I appreciate that. Street Headers Mini Crack is great on the 992 GT3, and enjoy it. Enjoy it in good health. Let us know what else we can help you with. Oh yeah, that's good in the lower left. Bring that up, Maine. That's the video you got. You guys. Yeah, that's brilliant. That is Lake Shasta. Yeah, I think that's Lake Shasta at the sunset. Yeah. Yeah. That's on the way down.
Road trip certified.
Yes. 4RS did great. I mean, it's got every freaking thing we can throw at it.
Has
I would have probably trimmed out the wing. Got a little bit better gas mileage. Probably taken a few clicks of compression out of it because it's on full track attack setting. It'd have been a little softer. These guys are young, relatively young. They didn't mind. And it sure as shit is fun bombing that RS6 and having these guys absolutely pop. Trying to catch up. Yeah, they were pedaling to keep up with the big girl. Big girl's got 700 horsepower and doesn't break a sweat because it's insulated. But yeah, that was an epic down and back. Let's cut to some of the shots in Rennsport. Justin, it was not so long ago that he did not have he had a photography background, but it was different. He's always had an artistic eye. You can see from how he frames the shots, how he captures the shots. It's just very natural for him, right? Rule of thirds, centered, yada yada. Like even this one, it's just offset from center, right? But it's still within the rule of thirds, which is one of those design things. But what's been happening in the last, I'd say, 6 months? He had a conversation with one of our local motorsports photographers. His name's Carl, and Carl told him, it's like, look, if you want to capture, if you want to freeze the car and have motion, then you have to be moving the camera, and you have to keep the car in focus as it's coming towards you, which means you have, what's the word for it? You guys are using dolly. You have to dolly the focus as it's coming towards you and as it's going away from you. So you pull it in and you zoom it out. So you're zooming in, zooming out as the car is coming to you. At the same time, you're panning and you're trying to capture. If you guys look at the glint off of the chrome of the wheels, this is sharp as shit. Sharp as shit. And I'm like, these shots are money. So many of them are just money. Like, roll through a number of them. Just like start clicking through them. They're just fucking amazing. Like how the last car's blurred and the first 935 is sharp. I'm like, Jesus. So it's beautiful to see somebody developing a skill set that they're passionate about developing in the confines of what we do. So this is one of the Carrera Cup teams. Ryan from Zebulon is connected with Dundon. He's the one that has developed and done a lot of the CFD for our Aero, and he's the engineer for this team. And I cannot remember homeboy's name. I am sorry. Will. Will is the driver of this car, and he's a young cat from Britain, and he's amazing. He's very good. Him and Alex Sedgwick also. Yeah, Doug, we need to talk about some 3-piece wheels. I think that's the right play. Heritage to Cup cars, but we'll chat about it. It's cool to bring all this together. You know what I mean? Rennsport, when we were there, the first time I was there was 5 years ago, and it was honestly pretty lonely. It was pretty lonely. Being there, not a lot of folks knew us. I just kind of wander around. This time, it was like every 5-10 minutes we're talking to talk to somebody. I was trying to get somewhere to talk to a shop. Spent a lot of time talking to Autometrics and Gordon and Corey. There's a lot of things that we're doing in Cup Car Land that it was important to reaffirm the relationship that we had and what we're looking to do in the future. So that was really cool. Spent time talking to the homies, went over and saw Robin and Martin at Giradisc over in Bender Row. Talked to the boys from Livery who are also connected to Ryan. They're running a lot of Aero in their Cup car. We're going to help them modernize their Cup. It's a really, really tight-knit small community, and to be seen as part of the community was really cool. So a little bit of, I'll say, weirdness. Still processing it. So there was an event. Event was Thursday night. The night we got there. It was called the Porsche Circle event. The Porsche Circle event was, I thought it was from the VIP discs. I saw discs up there. VIP tickets that I bought so we could have access to some fucking drinks and some coffee. Because the last time I was there, it was like balls hot, super hot, and the only thing I wanted was to not stand in line to get some food and a beer. So, so this time I sprung for VIP tickets for Ted and I, and I got an invite. I got an invite to this Porsche Circle thing. There were only like 85, 90 people there. And Andres Pruniger was there. Yeah, there it is. And Frank Walliser was there, and they're showing off the 911 ST, and I think Bahama Yellow is what they said it was. I forget. Lot of big swinging dicks there. Boys that have bought a lot of 918s, and at one point, I was still honestly relatively confused why we were there. Why did Porsche invite us to this event? Ted, who was my plus one, went and asked the girl who coordinated it, and she's like, "This event is about folks who are have done a lot for Porsche, or I'm paraphrasing, may do a lot for Porsche in the future." Okay, I'm not sure if I should be terrified or really stoked about why we're there. Cool thing is we got to talk to Drew Koblitz for a while, who has had our parts on his car. He has a Singer. He tracks it. He's definitely, I would say, in the upper echelons of Porschedom. Porsche marketing contacts him to be at places with cars, and he gets, so that was really cool. And I didn't know this, but he and Ted raced together back when Ted was racing professionally. Also a cool connection. So it was really cool. We got to see some shit. I don't know what's going to come of it, but it certainly kind of made me raise that Spock eyebrow here for a minute. I can't do the like rock eyebrow and all that bit. Dude, Max, honestly, Porsche could 100% make the kind of exhaust we do. Everybody heard the Rennsport R. Guaranteed that thing's ripping. They know what we do. They know how we do it. They can do it. They're just bound by accountants and things and other stuff that don't allow them to do it. And that's fine. They're trying to build a car for the masses. We're trying to build it for the pointy few that want it to sound a certain way, go a certain way, et cetera, et cetera. And that's cool. Allows us to exist, which is nice. What else we got? Start rolling some more shots. Yeah.
What's on the notes?
Oh, just more Rennsport shit. So let's roll some pretty pictures, because, I mean, the 935s, I forget which class this was that they were racing. It's silly to watch 12 or 13 million dollar plus cars on track at the same time. NB, bring it. We're ready for you when you are.
Proper sales coming.
Yeah. It's coming. Just watch out for Black Friday. I'm not telling everybody to wait, because we're gonna need some cash flow between now and Black Friday, but we are considering starting Black Friday the end of the month. So just keep that in mind. What's the next one, brother? Just more Rennsport. Oh, there you go. This is crazy. So Justin's been shooting cars for a while, so his eye is developed. He's, as far as shots on track. In fact, Justin, you want to come talk about the shots? Can you produce for a second, Caleb? Yeah. We'll have Justin. It's all good. Put a hat on. There you go. So I'll scooch over. We can share the mic. You guys can talk to Justin about shooting here for a second. Yeah, there we go. Everybody, this is Justin.
Hello.
Justin, this is everybody.
Man, I'm making fun of asking Caleb to sit in
Right?
as a guest.
So how long do the rear MCS cut? Yeah, so brother, we've got our own custom top plates for the MCS. The MCS with our uppers you should be able to run 315s, 325s in the rear, and maybe 285s in the front. We're still fleshing that out, but we move it inboard quite a bit so that there's plenty of room for big rubber on the car, which it desperately needs. The MCS come complete, so you don't have to worry about anything. You just bolt them in the car. Let's see, Max. How long has Justin been shooting? I shoot cars now for 3 years.
5, or counting Rennsport, that's 6 track days.
Yeah, so literally it's like 6 track days where he's out developing these skills. And he's shooting through people. He climbed a tree, for God's sake. I mean, he's showing his Hawaii local boy style to get it done. Is the picture where he's got the 2 photographers he's shooting through that?
It's going to be the to the right. We got right there.
Yeah, this one's amazing. I'm like, he literally had a split second to capture that car in focus, and he's through the backside of some motherfucker's necks shooting in a different direction than he is. So, honestly, I embarrass him, I am sure, because he's a humble dude, with the skill set that he's built. I mean, even when the cars are still, he evokes emotion even without the blur, without the rest. So we're trying to find a way to get his shots out in the world, because I mean, we're not a media company. We're a company that makes parts. But I mean, like this one, this is great. And Justin brought it up. He's like, I love this shot because it looks old school except for the iPhone.
No, this was all behind the fence.
This is no media pass, no vest, no nothing. But he's hanging with the other pro photogs, and all the pro photogs are giving him love on all the pictures that he's put up, which is dope. So
yeah, it was insane to see how many photographers were there at the corkscrew.
Well, that is the place. That is.
Caleb, I haven't seen that many lenses in my life. All on the hill like that.
It's funny. So we looked at getting him a big boy lens, like big super lens, and fucking they're just insano money for the amount of times that we're gonna have to like throw pictures at. So that's why we're trying to figure out how do we monetize this a little bit, give them an outlet, put these on metal, something like that. We got a number of local guys, local photogs that Justin has leaned on, learned from. So we'll see. If you guys have some ideas, we're all ears. So
those lenses are no joke. Those suckers are expensive.
Right? I mean, we already got 2 camera bodies I bought for these boys. One to take stills, one to take video. So, and I mean, hell, if we need more, we can. Because I mean, it's not like you don't know how to fucking use it.
Yeah, the telephoto that we were looking at was like the cost of our welder.
Yeah. Throw up the one that he has in his middle screen.
Oh, that's gonna be in
the house.
So
yeah.
Go to your downloads on the far left. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Like this shot. This is like right before we left. It's like, hey, we should park the car in front of the house before we leave, just so that we can see it. I'm like, the reflections on the car and it's yeah. And I know some of that comes in post, but
I'll do the one for.
Yeah. That's very zoomed in.
I don't know how to use the freaking.
Click it. Just click it. Just click the photo. It'll zoom back out. So it's super like underexposed in the shadows.
But the nice thing is, once you know how to use Photoshop, you can fix it.
Lightroom. Well, I didn't have any. My white balance set because we were just trying to leave, and I was like,
yeah,
I
it's
gotta
like,
get photos.
yeah, we just gotta go.
So
Park the car. We're
balance.
literally. I use this thing called escape velocity when you're trying to leave. I use it with my wife all the time. It's literally Larry from Smokies. Larry who from Smokies? Larry Chen? Larry isn't part of Smokies, is he?
Larry Chen's in.
I've never seen Larry at Smokies unless I've missed him for the last like 6 years.
So go to downloads. On the far left. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, so escape velocity is what a rocket is trying to get out of the atmosphere. Okay, not Larry Chen.
Go to the house.
Larry who?
And actually, go back. Go to
Oh.
the Friday.
Since Justin's a Smokies homie, we need to roll through the Smokies pictures. Because these are stills that Justin was able to capture at the house. Of just
Get that one.
hanging out, just enjoying ourselves.
And then exit out of that.
This is
right.
after
Far right. Yep, and then bring that sucker in. That was a good one.
Oh, this one is from our event. This is somebody's RWB. We don't know who, but this is a dope build. This is a really, really dope build. This is a... I looking at the rear flares, I'm pretty sure that's an RWB. That's a fat boy. So,
good job on the...
if it isn't, then fuck yeah, nice work. Car looks good. Especially for a vert, which nobody likes.
Zoom out. Oh yeah, there you go.
964. Yeah, you just roll through these. So this young man on your left, I'll just roll with it. This young man on your left, his name is Hayden. And the gentleman on his right is Ryan from Zebulon. And I'm hell on names, so just... Hayden is a young man. He bootstrapped his way into a win at Pikes Peak in a GT4 Club Sport. First time on the hill, and he raised the $57,000 or however much it was about that, if that's not exactly the right number, that he needed to rent the car to get up the mountain. And it gave me hope, being a bootstrap entrepreneur myself, that there are still young people in the world that will work hard themselves, that don't come from money, to chase their dreams. I handed that young man the keys to the 4RS. It was raining. And he drove that shit home. Do we have Bobby's video? Do you guys have Bobby's video?
It'll be on Instagram. Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna go produce for a second. He's like, I'm struggling here, and I'm bobbing and weaving all over the place. So anyway, Hayden's an incredibly well-poised young man, and I am super excited that Ryan and JDX may be giving him. Yeah, this is fantastic. Can you turn me down, turn that up? Funny, I told Hayden, he was like, really? You gonna let me drive your car? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. You drove a GT4 to the top of Pikes Peak. I'm not worried. You got car control. I'm not worried about that at all. And I whispered in his ear, because one of our buddies, Bobby, was in the passenger seat. I was like, don't be a pussy. And he obviously wasn't. He was not afraid of the car. He's like lighting the shit up. He's like traction control and all this. It's great. It's great. And I love giving young people a chance. I absolutely love it. I love it. I'm hoping to see more of him. The rumor mill is he may be driving for JDX next year. I don't know if that's confirmed. I don't know if I'm putting something out there that I shouldn't be, but, you know, it's all good. Maybe true. Not sure. Yeah. Here you go, bro. And he's just a damn good person. He's just a good person. So I hope he does well. I hope he succeeds. Let's roll through some of our party picks. Those are good picks. Yeah, I need a wee nip more. This is nice bourbon, honestly. This is something that Ted got when we were in Monterey. So go back to the first one. We'll talk about that one for a second. So this is a venue on Cannery Row. We lucked into it. Sean from Smokies wrote me, and he's like, hey, Porsche bailed on Thursday night at this like fantastic venue that's used to debut cars at Car Week, yada yada yada. I was like, yes. He's like, guess what? Yes, get it. What are we gonna do with it? I have no fucking clue. Let's just get it, and we'll figure it out. I don't know, but just fucking make it happen. We'll figure some shit out. So Sean and I partnered a Dundon Whiskey Friday and Smokies kind of reunion, the boys that were there at Rennsport, and it turned into something really fucking special, which is not a surprise. You got the right kind of car people. Everybody's passionate about it. We serve tacos. We had the taco bus come up. They made the fucking corn tortillas from scratch from masa in our face. That was dope. I mean, the salsa was so fucking hot, I got halfway through a taco, had to put it the fuck down. My face was on fire. I was like, my face was on fire. I had to stop talking. I was trying to talk to somebody, and I couldn't talk anymore because my throat was on fire. I was like, this is legit. I should have been careful. I'm in fucking Central California. You know the Mexican food's going to be legit. This was legit. We had a great mix of people there. We had some Smokies folks there. We had some Dundon folks there. Roll through some of the other shots, brother. So this is, I gave Ted my credit card. I was like, go buy $1,200 worth of whiskey. Ted's a whiskey fella. He brought back some killers. We had a few, but we'd already been drinking some of them at the house. You know, it happens. It happens. I don't know. The Dundon boys themselves, this is a great story. Oh, this is great. This is great. Just pause the pictures for a second. So we drive 14 hours, right? We get to the house. The house is fucking incredible. We get to the backyard. It's got a pool. It's got a little deck behind the pool. We get behind the pool. And we're kind of decompressing because we've been in the car for 14 hours. I was like, hey, I'll grab us some glasses, grab us a bottle. We'll have a sip of whiskey. We'll have a wee nip before we cash in. We got in the house at 11:30ish, and we kind of divvied up rooms. We had things figured out, who was going where, all this shit. Got to the backyard. Holy shit, this is great. Evening was brilliant. It was clear. It was still not cold. It was cool, but it wasn't cold. Like, let's just hang out. And we just started shooting shit. And as is typically the fashion with whiskey, we kind of kept pouring a little bit in everybody's glasses. Everybody had a little bit. Everybody had a little bit. We're down one bottle. We're into the next bottle. We look at the time. It's fucking 3 a.m. We're like, oh, shit. We should probably go to bed. And honestly, I think it was the first time that, Ted and I have done this before. We've been to Smokies a number of times. Ted's been there twice. I've been there a number of times. This is full Smokies level. Hang out, drink shit, talk to your homies. Like, your true serum comes out. You're talking shit. You're getting to know people. I think it was Caleb's first time being, like, completely fucking shit-faced around his boss. And that's a hard thing to reel in, right? You're like, I'm going to say some shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. But it was good. It was good. And I don't ever hold anybody to what the fuck they say when they've been on whiskey. It's fine. Because I say some shit on Whiskey Friday on Saturday morning. I'm like, oh, dang. I probably shouldn't have called a motherfucker out like that. Even though they should have been called out. Probably shouldn't have done that in a public forum. Oh, well. It happens. Back to the party. So this gentleman in the picture, this is a gentleman north of us who has a 2RS Club Sport, and I do not remember his name, and I apologize for that. Speaking to my buddy Antares, who won the Spa 24, put the car on pole. GT3R put it on pole. He's a gentleman driver. He's an FIA bronze driver. This is something he has been trying to do for a while. And it's just really cool to connect people that are connected to us, to each other. They didn't know each other when we started. But at this event, now they do. And the gentleman facing us has a 2RS Club Sport. Bought it to be kind of the throw the sledgehammer down and win his club racing. That's another good one of Antares and I going through the splitter. But this gentleman bought his 2RS Club Sport so we could be the biggest dog at his club at Area 27, a private club up in Canada. And somebody bought a Trans Am car to be bigger than him. And so now he's talking to me about how do I make my 2RS Club Sport compete with a car that's less weight, more horsepower, specifically built to kick my car's ass. Antares, he's very complimentary, and it's really cool. I try and stay really realistic. He's looking at the engineering that we did on the car. The 4RS makes 4 times the downforce of the stock car. Nothing needs to be modified from stock. You can bolt it all on. You don't need to change any parts. And he's looking at this because he's got everything. He's got a 993 RS. He has a 964 3.8 RS. He has a low mileage 996.1 RS. He's got race cars in his collection. He's seen all of it. And he is incredibly complimentary to us. I don't know how much of it is shining me on, how much of it's real. He seems incredibly genuine, and honestly, I don't think he would say the shit he would say if he wasn't genuine. So it's really cool. Honestly, the invite to Porsche Circle wasn't 10% of having Antares at this event and having him give his honest opinion of the shit that we do. Honestly, way cooler to hear it from him. I sound like I have a serious man crush. I kind of do. His lifestyle, his life, what he's been able to accomplish, what he's able to do. Yeah, absolutely. And he's just a humble dude. So, very, very, very cool. The event was awesome. We had a really cool selection of cars in there. We've got Chris Olsen's 73. We've got, this car might be for sale. And I forget the owner, Brett something, also a Smokies guy. Bought it just for the event, drove it down, might be for sale. That's cool. We had Carl there. We had our car there. We had. You have a picture of the GT4RS. You need this? Nope. He needs parts. Philip's still working. Do we have a picture of the GT2 outside? I think you do. All good. Yuli there in the right in the photo. I don't know. Who's ULI? That sounds right. Yeah. Are you from Canada, bro? That sounds right. That Yuli, that sounds right. Yes. Yeah, NB, I think that's right. I think that's right. I think that is Yuli from Area 27. Yes. That name sounds right. Yes. Super cool cat. Obviously knows his Porsches. Trying to get a little bit faster. Hopefully you're not the guy with the Trans Am car that's kicking his ass in club racing. But you did say you have a 4RS, so... Oh, are you? Oh, fucking A! Oh, that's hilarious.
Justin, kick him.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's right. Yes, German dude, GT4RS Club Sport. Oh, you have the Trans Am car that you bought to make it real, actually make it a competition? Oh, okay. Things don't roll in YouTube as fast as I speak them, so that's pretty funny.
Oh, he said not. He said not.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that one. That's one. So this was out front. This is somebody's 2RS that was in front of the venue. We had VIP. You got a 964 RS. We're building some air-cooled hot rods, and I'm excited for mine to get done. We're starting with a 993 GT2 Evo clone with modern underpinnings, and the one that I want is a manual 964 3.8 RS clone. So that'll be, the RSR, if you will, 964 RSR. That's my end goal. That's the place I want to get to. That's going to take probably another year and a half. So, air-cooled exhaust, headers, muffler, yes. My issue is nobody's going to pay for them. I had Sean Grower has a sounds great. He won the rev battle when we had it at the event because his car doesn't have any nannies and you can rev it whatever the hell you need to rev it to. Sounds great. Heater boxes and building a quality exhaust the way that we build them for the 991.2 GT3s and the rest. I don't know that the 964 guys that are used to less than that are gonna buy it. We have a dual outlet muffler for the air cooleds. We have a center exit muffler for the air cooleds. We got some air cooled guys that have some of our parts on their car. Just the expectation versus reality to build the exhaust that we make are different. Will some guys buy them? Maybe. I've got a 458. I feel like the Ferrari 458 guys are going to buy our exhaust more because here's the deal. From a power standpoint, it's percentage gain. When the air-cooled engine makes 280, 320, 350, and we can give them 3, 4, 5% efficiency gain, you're talking 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, 20 horsepower. That's not very inspiring compared to an engine that makes 500 horsepower. Yeah, exactly. There's already a lot of players in that marketplace that are respected, that others have used, and so it's kind of a place that I have some pause as far as jumping into. So yeah, I agree with you, NB. I don't think the market is there. So it's a hard sell group. They have an expectation of price point first in most cases, and there's only so much we can get out of it. So I think the best thing we can do is do what we're doing and build them a package that has modern underpinnings, our sauce in it, and then allow them to take an air-cooled car, modernize it in certain ways to make it competitive with the 991.2 GT3, competitive with the 992 GT4RS. Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of our niche. That's where we land. I think it's the right place for us to be. So there's some things we're going to do in air-cooled body land, I will say, that allow us to bridge the gap currently. Because honestly, I've driven some air-cooled cars after I've driven some water-cooled cars, and they're a little underwhelming. You know, from a performance standpoint, they are what they are, right? And if you know what you're getting into, then driving a Carrera RS, you know, a 964 RS is brilliant. But if you think it's going to be a 997 GT3, it's not. If you think it's going to be comparable to a 991 GT3 RS, it's not. It's going to leave you a little flat. So as long as you know what you're getting into. Now, that said, there are some brilliant modified air-cooled cars that do deliver that kind of performance, but they are compromised from the full air-cooled ethos, if you will. All right, what other picture we got? Oh, that's a good one. Roll that one. So we're going to kind of go back and forth between pictures and the event, and eventually we'll get to some updates on some products. Exactly. It's about the drive. It's about the mystique. It's about a small, compact car. This is my jam. This car's money. This is what we're basing. It was actually the Gatespill, Swedish 993 GT2 Evo that we're basing our car off of. This one's legit. This is a GT2 race car, loaded up. Brilliant picture. You got the next one where he passes. The one you have on your screen.
Oh, that's the other car.
Oh, that's another car? Oh, that's another GT2. Oh, it's not 21. Yeah. You can show that one. All right, we're 5:15. We're doing good. Dism appeared. It's right in the middle. It's right there. I can see it. I know. Did I say 994? 993. Okay. Yeah. The Gate Build 993, the Evo 2 that speed what? Speed. What's the Yeah, they did a blog post on. A vlog post on. There we go. I love that you can see the tires pulled in from the wheel in the rear. You can see that car's loaded the other direction. Yes. And there's some fence. There's some chain link there. But, all right. Let's cut to, I want you to run all the pictures you had from Rennlist in like 2 seconds. Just slip, 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 slip. So everybody can see him and everybody gets to. Oh, this is Ryan Hardwick. We still got to get him this. This is GT3R. Ryan, if you're listening, I doubt you are, but this is your car. We'll get you this picture. Oh, this is the 911 car, not the 912 car. 912 car is the one that won Daytona or Le Mans? You guys, Le Mans. Okay. Yeah, there it is. This one has all of the rubber on it clear coated on the car. All of it's clear coated. They can't wash it. It's fantastic. You walk the paddock, you should see them all sitting there. Right? Roll them faster. Just click through. Yeah, just click them through. Click them through. Oh, this is the Airbus. We literally went up to the car because we were freezing. Decided to bug out one afternoon. This thing's lifting off. We're like, who the fuck is in that? It's an Airbus helicopter, and it was dope. He zoomed in to try and see somebody. This is. Anybody know the livery on it? I don't know what that is. So that's meaningful to someone. I don't know. Mr. Lee Keane was a Porsche legend. When he was a driver for Porsche, the last Rennsport, he was not a Porsche legend. He was signing autographs. He's in La Familia, both Smokies and Dundon, and this is one of his cars parked at the top. This is Safari, parked at the top of the Corkscrew, and Lee was signing autographs, which was really cool. And I think it's because of what Lee has done with his presence inside Porsche to take cars. Anybody who buys a Keen Project Safari is now inside the group. They get to go on adventures where they're curated, take you in the back roads of in Georgia through streams and trails and rivers and cool shit. Or I think they did one recently in the West Coast. I think it went through Utah or some shit. I don't have one. I don't know. But if you guys have the desire and you want to be part of a select community, give Mr. Keane a call. I believe he is sold out for the next couple of years. So it's not something that's going to go win Baja. That's a couple other guys. But it's definitely a community. You can take a nice car. You can make it reasonable. He doesn't charge a lot of money for them. And they're like I said, you're not going to go win the 12 hours of Baja, these kind of things. There are other cars for that. There's a gentleman, what the fuck was his name? The other guy that was there in Vendor Row. Makes like a legit double wishbone, full, massive Baja rated car. These are reasonable. You buy the car, you get the suspension, you get the engine rebuild, it gets made in the way that you want. They do all of that, so they're fine and they will hold up. So if it's something, reach out to Lee. He'll tell you all about them. And Lee's a super cool cat. Super cool cat. These aren't $500,000 Baja bespoke race cars. These are, like we were saying, air-cooled experience cars to go out and have fun with your buddies. And they're lifted and they're capable and competent and these kinds of things. I didn't think I was going to have to do a plug for Lee, but he's one of the bros. He's one of the homies. So help him out as best I can. Carrera GT with a cop behind it. That seems normal, you know. Is that another Keen build, or is that?
No.
That's.
I actually said don't.
Is that custom built? Yeah. Oh, this one's awesome. This is awesome. This is Caleb in his natural habitat, feeling like he is not going to be shown off. And this is just dudes being dudes. I mean, you got a 928, that's a cool car. You got a 914, that's a cool car. That's a beautiful car. I'm not a 928 or a 914 guy, but I appreciate them for what they are. 928s especially. That was the supposed to be the replacement for the 911. Did not come about, but honestly, Porsche knew about wishbone suspension way back then. They didn't apply it again until 2021, 2022 in the 992, even though they knew it was better. Thanks for that, Porsche. You could have done us all a lot of good and made it really cool. I mean, the livery on that 914 is pretty dope. That's a... Do they? Oh, right on.
I had to go take a picture next to it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm with you. 914s, unless really, really done expressly very well, they're horrible. They're horrible. But whoever loves them, and that's cool. And this one's well done. I mean, I'm a fan of hot rodders, period, because that's what we do. So anything well done, kudos to you, brother. What else we got? Sure. So this is Justin's first-person view, as if we were in a shooting game, but it's a GoPro on a camera. You got it turned up? All right. This is what he's shooting through to get fucking pictures. Yeah, this is awesome. Everybody's staring at him. What the fuck are you doing up there? Getting pictures. Fucking race cars. What's up, bitches? Yeah. So honestly, we're learning from our excursions when we go to places. We did not go into Rennsport with a plan. And that was dumb, honestly. That was just dumb. So honestly, I'd just let Justin and Caleb wander around as the boys try and media stuff. And they captured a bunch of really cool shit. And quite honestly, I'm like, Jesus Christ, we went in with a plan, we'd have had a much better chance of it, but these guys still pulled it off, which is cool.
They laughed at me when the guys came by.
In the tree? Yeah. So Justin's saying that they laughed at him because he was in the tree. And he's like, fuck you, I got some cool shots. What'd you get? He's not quite as aggressive as I am. All right, should we go to some updates on parts? Let's do the muffler first. All right. All you guys been waiting around for 982/718 GT4 and GT4RS muffler parts. Here are all the 3D. This is all 3D printed. Every part of that's 3D printed. This is all the 3D printed parts that we have that we are assembling for the 4RS muffler. This shit's complicated. This is the bubble of argon that Justin, also our master welder, has been working with to weld these parts, because this is not simple. This is like a biohazard freaking bubble. Getting all the oxygen out of this bubble and filling it up with argon is tricky. We bought a ppm meter. We've got a vacuum pump. Got a number of things going on to try and ensure that all the welds are not contaminated, that everything welds correctly, yada, yada, yada. So when somebody gives us a pain in the ass about how much our parts cost, my response is suck a dick. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. And if you can't afford it, then you might want to question how you bought a Porsche. But that's a whole nother conversation for a different day. Carbon uprights for the 4RS. These are the first samples that we got, and they're beautiful. You got some of Caleb's shots on the car. There you go. They really complete the car. I mean, look at that. The tail end of the car is all carbon. So the intakes are carbon, lower vents are carbon, the wing is carbon. Now the uprights are carbon. They just look right. They look proper. So very happy with how those came out. These are exclusively for our Valkyrie wing. These are not for the stock wing. There was a little bit of confusion on Instagram when I posted that. We will be adding these as we go. 991.2 RS and GT3, once we have the deck lid done, will have carbon uprights. 718 GT4, we're working on them. They're going to be probably November, December. We'll have a carbon upright option. Some of the 718 GT4 guys are not as baller. They just want aluminum shit, and that's fine. I'm good with that. We got those now. What else? What do we have for the Ridge on as far as media package? You just want me to chat about it? Yeah. All right. So our likely nice day end of season is going to be October 19th for you local boys. A number of you know about it. Mr. Doug Stedding is going to have a debut of his beautiful Guards Red 991.1 GT3. We'll call it a Cup R street car. It's going to have Dundon shit on it, Dundon splitter, Dundon wing, a bunch of Dundon bits, Cup fenders, GT3R deck lid, very well done. It's been some bumps in the road. We're getting it across. We're gonna drag this thing kicking and screaming across the line. Doug had to drive it to the PPF shop with a bubble in the coolant system from the guys that did that. Oh, brother, we gonna get it across the line. We're gonna get it across the line. Don't worry about that. Managing the coolant temps, raising the RPMs, trying to get it to burp because it wasn't burped properly. But we'll get all that. We'll get all that taken care of. 1019 is a Dundon Racer on Rails cooperative day, 45-minute sessions. Those of you who haven't signed up, please do. I think we're going to have a lot of the homies there. We're going to debut our Super Duper Cup, SOOPERDOOPER Cup. It has our aerodynamics package on it. It is way up in horsepower. We'll try and have the traction control turned on. Ted's going to be there to give it a run. We'll have fresh tires on it. I'll drive it for a bit. I'm excited to drive it. I ain't been in the Cup car all season, so that's not true. We did take it out for one of our days trying to tune up the Bosch. Yeah, brother, it's nice to drive your car when you've been out of it for a while, for sure. The next thing is our 4RS. You can throw up a picture of the 4RS. Oh, did you? Yeah, there it is. You got it in the lower corner. That's the Zebulon dual element rear wing. We're gonna Dundonify it with some fanciness. Looks really fancy on that cup car. Looks like it's supposed to be there. We're sending Caleb and Ted on a road show. So Caleb was home yesterday working on our Nürburgring video. Probably next week should drop. Cool. Yep. Next week we'll drop the Nürburgring video. The whole crew is at the Nürburgring. We'll talk about that. That was a 992 GT3 we were supporting with a bit of our bits on it. That was a bit of an education. It's good to go there. It's good to know what's up. Those that have been to the Nürburgring understand that records are not set in a day at the Nürburgring. Records are set by the amount of zeros you have in your budget at the Nürburgring. It's probably the easiest way to say that. Porsche has a lot of zeros in their budget for records at the Nürburgring. We don't. So, we did really fucking well. And kudos to the team and everybody that was involved. We dropped from the first time we put the car out on practice to the time at the last session that we went, we dropped 28 seconds. Was it like 7:35, 7:07, something like that? Something like that. Nuts. Yeah, full ring number. 7:07's fast. It's not record sorting fast, but so active aero wings, yes, there is a way to make them. It is expensive, and I don't think entirely necessary. Just say it that way. Is it cool? Sure. Does it allow the GT4RS to set a really fancy Nürburgring time? Yeah. Is it necessary for the complication and the cost? I think most of what aero does for a novice driver is bring confidence. And it's what we've seen with the aero that we put on the car. Are they concerned that they're 1 mile an hour less down the front straight? No. Are they stoked that they're 5, 6, 8, 10 miles an hour in every corner up? Yeah. So, active aero, sure. Could they go down the front straight faster? Does it make a big difference? Yeah, that's kind of where we're landing, Justin. Exactly. That's why Porsche made a 992 GT3RS that dealers are charging $150,000 ADM, and on top of a $320,000 spec car, $500,000 car. There's a lot you can buy for $500,000. Our stuff isn't close to that to take your car into that realm. The 4RS is close to a 139. It's a 140 and change car. There was an SF90 that just was at our local track that went 139. Claimed the production track record. And I'm like, okay, hold up. So you're telling me we're within less than a second of a $600,000 car on our track with 1,000 horsepower, and our shit don't have 1,000 horsepower? It's got like 500 horsepower-ish. Okay. I feel pretty damn good about that. Now, Ted drove it. I don't know who drove the SF90, but to even be in the ballpark realm, whatever, of that car, pretty crazy. So, what else? We are going to Thunder Hill. Thunder Hill is 10/21, 10/22, correct? Yep. So that is the weekend. Those of you who are going, it is a hooked on driving day at Thunder Hill. There's both the 3 mile and the 5 mile. 3 mile on Saturday, 5 mile on Sunday. We will be there. Please come. Even if you're not signed up, come and hang out, because we want you to see the car. We want to hang out. We want to shake some hands, kiss some babies, or kiss some hands, shake some babies, whatever you need. And I forget anything? I got my thinking hat on. I got my crunchy face on. Oh, we talked about Dougie's car. Any questions? We'll open up to y'all. Hit me with anything. My favorite color is orange, even though I have a lot of blue cars. Not sure how that happened. Orange like my liquor. Not quite, but close. Fucking A. I asked, and they're like, even the Ferrari guys were like, I don't know that they have a Arancia or some Italian name for the color. I don't know that one exists. There might be, but there's probably one. I asked for orange everything, brother, and nobody's making it happen. The only orange thing I got is the one that I bought because it was used. All right. Nobody with questions? So we're going to sign off. Behind is strong. Give them some money. Go visit Maui. Go spend your money vacationing where it counts. Don't believe all the bullshit. The areas that are open want you to be there. The areas that are not open, I understand they don't want you to be there. That's fine. Don't go there. Go to South Maui. Go to Paia. Go to fucking the Kahalui. Go to the Four Seasons. Justin, help me out. North of Napili is what? Honolulu Bay is in where? God damn it. Anyway, go there. There's a Four Seasons up there. Go there. It's going to be rainy, but go there anyway. Give them their money. Let them repair shit. So, anyway, enough of that. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining. Take it easy. Good night. Time for hamburguesa.